A for refusing to give up me extra seat for someone else's toddler on a flight that I paid for because I'm fat. A 34F I'm obese. I'm actively working toward losing weight and I've made progress, but I'm still obese as I'm typing this. I'm going over to see my brother and his husband for Christmas across the country, and because I'm fat, I booked an extra seat so everyone can be more comfortable. I know it sucks having to pay for an extra seat, but it is what it is. I know Southwest Airlines has this customer of size policy, but I've had some bad experiences with Southwest even before I was obese, so I wasn't doing that, and it's mostly my fault I even got fat. Everything goes smoothly from checking into security and boarding, at least at first. This woman comes to my row with a boy who appeared to be about a year old. She told me to squeeze into one seat so her son could sit in the other. She told me not ask. I told her no and that I paid for this seat for the extra space. She makes a big fuss over it, which got the flight attendant's attention. She told the flight attendant I was stealing the seat from her son. Then I showed my boarding passes, proving that I, in fact, paid for the extra seat. The flight attendant asked me if I could try to squeeze in, but I said no, that I wanted the extra seat I paid for. The boy, who the mom said is 18 months old, was supposed to sit in her lap so he could do just that. The flight attendant eventually told the mom to put her son in her lap. I got dirty looks and passive-aggressive remarks from her for the entire flight, and I do feel a little bad because the boy looked hard to control, so AITA for not attending my sister's wedding. My 28M sister, 24F, is getting married at the end of this month on the same day as my child's first birthday party. My wife scheduled it for this day because it's the only day certain family on her side can come. She also locked this date in before we knew her wedding would be then. My sister and I aren't close, but last year I had a major fallout with my parents and am not on speaking terms with them. My parents have also never met my child. I made a point to sit down with my sister last year while I was having problems with my parents to make sure she knew I didn't have a problem with her. Since then she's still kept me updated about major points in her life. She started dating the guy last September. He proposed in April. I had never met her fiancé when he proposed. I haven't been attending any family gatherings. So in May my sister asked if we could all go out to lunch. The whole thing was pretty normal first meeting type stuff, but otherwise not unpleasant. About halfway through her fiancé got up to go to the restroom, and my sister asked if there was any chance that our parents could meet my child. I said that I didn't want to discuss that at that time. She got very quiet and we tried to move on to other topics. She then asked if we would be going to her wedding. At this point I had already been feeling conflicted about it, because I didn't want to be the cause of any drama at her wedding. My wife said that she was sorry, but we had already planned our child's birthday for that day, so it wouldn't work. My sister seemed upset but let it go, and we awkwardly finished lunch and left. My wife pointed out that it felt to her like the whole thing was just out of obligation and that it seemed like my sister just wanted to ask those questions and the rest was normal fluff. She also pointed out that my sister basically ignored our child the whole time other than saying how big they've gotten, which is very out of character for her. She loves babies. I felt like I wanted to explain that I don't want to stir the pot and that I don't trust my parents to not do that if I show up, but since she seemed upset I figured I should give her space. The next time I saw my sister and her fiancé was at my youngest sibling's baptism in July. I went by myself since my youngest brother specifically asked me to come, and all they said was, "Hi, nice to see you," before walking away. Since then my sister hasn't spoken to me at all, so I feel like I've offended her. I feel like an AH for not at least trying to go for a little and support her. I've also been trying to decide if I should get them a gift or if that would complicate things. I know I feel guilty anytime I find something my parents have given me, and I've even had to make myself get rid of some of the wedding gifts they gave us because I get too many mixed feelings. I don't want to put her in a similar position, but I feel like an AH for not doing something for them or at least explaining myself. AITA for not inviting my friend to my birthday party. I, 21F, threw a birthday party for myself a few weeks ago, and didn't invite my friend, 21M. We'll call him Andy. We're both currently seniors in college, and I have known Andy since our freshman year, although we didn't start really hanging out until our sophomore year. Andy and I are both in the same club, and that's actually how we met. There's a group of pretty close-knit members of this club. That includes myself and a few of my roommates and my roommate's boyfriend. Andy is a bit of a periphery member of this group. We hang out a lot with him, just not as much as we hang out with each other, partially because Andy is not part of the roommate group. Andy has previously said things about women all being shallow, or not wanting to date nice guys, that make me frustrated, but not super grossed out or uncomfortable. The bigger issue is that has yelled at a freshman in the club so badly they cried, twice, and has thrown things at Slash near both myself and another female member of the club during a meeting. Because of all of those factors, I decided not to invite Andy to my 21st birthday party. I felt bad about this though, and genuinely agonized over it before ultimately deciding he wasn't invited. While I wouldn't say that we are Andy's best friends, I do know that we make up a substantial portion of his social circle. I didn't tell him about the party, because I was always told it was rude to talk about an event in front of someone if they were not invited. However, in the days leading up to my birthday, Andy organized a group chat with a bunch of our mutual friends to plan a little surprise party for me, and someone in the chat was confused and brought up the planned party. Afterwards, Andy confronted me about how much of a jerk I was for not inviting him because he thought we were super close friends. Maybe I am in the wrong for not being more clear about our relationship, or that I should have invited him to the party anyways because all of our mutual friends would be there. But I can't help but think that I have a right to not want to worry if he's going to have an outburst at my birthday party, AITA.